Today, we take you on a cinematic journey through one of the most turbulent weeks in New York Yankees spring training. Picture this. It's a week ago at LECOM Park in Bradenton. The Yankees, in the midst of dismantling a seemingly overmatched Pirates team with a commanding 12-3 win, had scouts buzzing about the future. Amid discussions about the 2025 prospects for Aaron Boone's boys, especially after the seismic departure of Juan Soto, the mood was cautiously optimistic. But as the dust settles, a storm of injuries and roster puzzles is emerging, threatening to derail those high hopes. ACT 1, the early scout reports at LECOM Park. In the midst of a dominant performance against the Pirates, a couple of scouts were seen discussing the current state and future of the Yankees. One scout, impressed by the strategic pivot led by GM Brian Cashman, noted, "I give Cashman a lot of credit. He pivoted brilliantly after losing Soto, and with the additions of Paul Goldschmidt, Devin Williams, Max Fried, and Cody Bellinger, they're a better team than they were last year with Soto." His counterpart, however, wasn't so sure. "I don't disagree," he remarked, "but we're talking spring training and on paper here. When it's all said and done, injuries decide who's gonna win. Look at Atlanta last year, despite being the best in the National League. They fell apart once Acuna and Strider went down for the season. You just never know." This early conversation set the tone for what was to come. It highlighted the age-old truth in baseball, while talent and strategy are crucial, the unpredictable nature of injuries often writes the final chapter. ACT 2, a roster in turmoil, injuries strike. The very next day, the Yankees were hit with a wave of bad news. Luis Gil, the 2024 Rookie of the Year and a promising 15-game winner from last season, was shut down for at least 6 weeks with a high-grade lat strain in his shoulder. Just 3 days later, another blow came. DJ LeMahieu, a perennial presence in the lineup, was sidelined indefinitely with a calf strain suffered during his second spring training at bat. The injury report didn't stop there. Giancarlo Stanton received a second round of platelet-rich plasma injections for his ailing elbows, and he now faces a potentially long layoff. But the most ominous news arrived on Friday. Gerrit Cole, the Yankees' ace and the linchpin of their rotation, was reported to be undergoing further tests on his cranky elbow, with whispers of him seeking second opinions. The possibility loomed large. Could Cole be facing a season-ending situation? Suddenly, the once stable Yankees roster was riddled with uncertainties. The team that entered spring training with a single question mark on third base now faced a cascade of issues. Who will serve as the designated hitter when Stanton is out? Who will anchor the rotation in Cole's potential absence? And what about the role of a veteran expected to provide leadership at third base and in the leadoff spot? ACT 3. Roster puzzle, new questions, new challenges. As the injury updates piled up, the Yankees front office scrambled to address a myriad of questions, with key players like Cole, Gil, Stanton, and even the long-awaited veteran slated to reclaim the third base job potentially sidelined. The roster's once clear blueprint was now a jigsaw puzzle. The issues extended beyond the rotation. The question of who will man the designated hitter spot became even more pressing. There were even murmurs about Austin Wells as a leadoff hitter, an idea that left many scratching their heads. Adding to the complexity, the team's outlook on left field was in flux. Reports emerged suggesting that Jason Dominguez, a rising star, might eventually be forced to move from left field to center if his performance doesn't meet the expectations at his natural position. In this rapidly shifting scenario, GM Brian Cashman was reportedly on the hunt for another bat, preferably a right-handed one, for either third base or the DH role. The names being tossed around included homegrown talents like Ben Rice, Spencer Jones, and Everson Pereira. These prospects, all showing flashes of brilliance in spring training, could potentially be the solution to some of the Yankees' mounting problems. Spencer Jones, standing at 6'6", had already begun to attract attention with his greatly modified swing, a change necessitated by a discouraging 2024 season at Double-A Somerset, where he led the Eastern League with 200 strikeouts. Although he was set to start the season at Triple-A, the Yankees' brain trust believed he was ready to break out and fulfill the vast potential they had seen in him. Similarly, Ben Rice, after a spectacular 3-home run game against the Red Sox on July 6. Showed signs of adjustment despite a dismal finish to the season. If a new DH bat wasn't acquired by the end of spring, it seemed likely that Boone would lean towards a platoon system between the left-handed Rice and the right-handed Pereira, the latter of whom was still recovering from Tommy John surgery. ACT4. The rotation in flux, losing the anchor? The most pressing concern, however, remained the pitching staff. With Luis Gil's injury and the unsettling news surrounding Gerrit Cole, the Yankees' rotation was facing unprecedented turmoil. The possibility that Cole, who delivered a 2023 AL Cy Young-worthy performance, might miss significant time or even the entire 2025 season due to his elbow issues sent shockwaves through the clubhouse. Cole's potential absence not only meant the loss of the team's ace but also left a gaping hole in the rotation that had been pivotal to the Yankees' success. Marcus Stroman, long rumored to be on the trade block, suddenly transformed from a dispensable asset into an essential piece of the staff. And then there was the hope that Will Warren, a 25-year-old right-hander touted as the perennial top pitching prospect, might finally step up. Warren had endured a rocky 2024, getting battered in 3 of his 4 August starts after being called up from AAA. Yet, this spring, his changeup had shown marked improvement. In his first 3 outings, Warren allowed only 1 run in 8 innings while striking out 11 batters, an encouraging sign for a pitcher poised to shoulder an increasing share of the workload if Cole were to be sidelined long-term. ACT5. The pitchers speak, a clash of emotions. Within the Yankees' pitching staff, reactions to the looming threat of losing Cole were mixed with a sense of determination and apprehension. Will Warren, ever the optimist, acknowledged the gravity of the situation. The situation sucks. Losing the Rookie of the Year and then Gerrit, who's done it well for so long, Warren said, via Brian Hoke of MLB.com. It's an unfortunate spot, but there's definitely an opportunity there. That's what I've been working for, just staying ready for when that opportunity presents itself. His words captured both the frustration of potentially losing a generational talent and the hope that this crisis might pave the way for him and others to rise to the occasion. Clark Schmidt, who also bore the scars of injuries from the previous season, wasn't as optimistic about replacing Cole's impact. There's no way to sugarcoat it. He's a top-of-the-league guy and has been an ace in this league for a long time. He'll be missed if it's something longer term, Schmidt admitted. Yet, he expressed confidence that the rotation could rally together, much like they did during the first half of last season when Cole was absent. We did a pretty good job picking up the slack then, and I think we're very capable of doing that again, he added. ACT6. Cashman speaks, prepared for the worst. Amidst the swirling rumors and mounting injuries, Yankees GM Brian Cashman emerged as the somber voice of reason. When questioned about Gerrit Cole's troubling elbow and the possibility of a season-ending injury, Cashman didn't mince words. I'm prepared for the worst, he stated, via the New York Post. His measured tone underscored the harsh reality of managing a roster in the face of persistent injuries. Cashman's approach was pragmatic, expecting the worst but holding out hope for a swift recovery. We will see how it plays out. I'm always wired to think the worst and hope for the best, he explained, acknowledging the precarious nature of the situation. Cole himself, after undergoing tests on his elbow and expressing concerns about the imaging results, maintained a cautious optimism. I've still got some hope. I'm just waiting for the experts to weigh in, he said. However, his recent spring training outing did little to quell the worries, as he allowed 6 runs, 5 earned, on 5 hits and 2 home runs over just 2.2 innings. The stark performance was a grim reminder of the fragility of even the most dominant arms in baseball. Cashman recalled the emotional toll of Cole's previous injury issues, noting that while last year's recovery had been successful, the current situation was far more worrisome. Pitching is very brittle. We're dealing with another situation, which is obviously more concerning because it's not like the first episode, it's now the second episode, Cashman lamented. The GM's words echoed through the corridors of Yankee Stadium, resonating with fans and analysts alike, as they contemplated the possibility of a season without their ace. ACT7. The bigger picture, opportunities amid crisis. Despite the disheartening injury news, there is a silver lining to be found in the chaos. The current predicament has opened the door for the Yankees' homegrown core to step up and relieve the pressure on the front office. With prospects like Spencer Jones, Ben Rice, and Everson Pereira showing promising signs in spring training, there's a growing belief that these young talents could fill the void left by the absence of veteran stars. Similarly, Will Warren's improved performance is a beacon of hope for a rotation in need of fresh energy. Moreover, the roster challenges extend beyond the pitching staff, with questions swirling about the designated hitter, third base, and even the leadoff spot, where the likes of Austin Wells are under scrutiny. The Yankees now face a broader challenge of roster construction. The team that once entered camp with just one major question mark now finds itself grappling with multiple uncertainties. Yet, this adversity also presents a unique opportunity for innovation. The possibility of a platoon system for the DH spot, pairing lefty Ben Rice with right-handed Everson Pereira, could offer a creative solution to an age-old problem. For manager Aaron Boone, the task is daunting but not insurmountable. The injuries have provided an unexpected chance to retool the roster and allow promising players to showcase their talents on the big stage. If the injuries can hold at their current levels, Boone will finally have the latitude to address long-standing issues, such as transitioning Jason Dominguez out of left field and solidifying the leadoff hitter role with a more reliable option than Austin Wells. ACT 8. Looking ahead, what does the future hold? As we reflect on the chaos unfolding at Yankees spring training, one thing is abundantly clear: the upcoming season promises to be one of the most unpredictable in recent memory. The combination of high-profile injuries, a roster in flux, and strategic uncertainties has created a perfect storm that will test the mettle of the Yankees organization. Yet, amidst the turmoil, there is hope, the resilience of the team, and the potential for young, hungry players to seize their moment offers a glimpse of a brighter future. For fans, the unfolding drama is a double-edged sword. On one side, the prospect of losing Gerrit Cole, Luis Gil, and key veterans is a stark reminder of baseball's inherent unpredictability. On the other, the opportunity for emerging stars like Spencer Jones, Ben Rice, Everson Pereira, and Will Warren to shine provides a compelling narrative of renewal and rebirth. GM Brian Cashman's somber acknowledgement that the Yankees are prepared for the worst is not an admission of defeat, but rather a realistic appraisal of the challenges ahead. The front office is working tirelessly behind the scenes, exploring every avenue, from potential trades to promoting homegrown talent, to ensure that the team remains competitive in the face of adversity. It's a delicate balance between preserving the talent that has brought success and taking bold steps to innovate and adapt. In the end, the Yankees' story is one of resilience, adaptation, and the relentless pursuit of excellence in the face of uncertainty. As injuries continue to cast a long shadow over the team, every decision, from roster moves to strategic innovations, will be scrutinized by a fanbase that expects nothing less than championship-caliber performance. The coming weeks will be crucial, as the team navigates these challenges, works to stabilize the rotation, and ultimately sets the stage for what could be a defining season in Yankees history. Thank you for joining me on this comprehensive exploration of the Yankees' spring training drama, a tale of injuries, strategic gambles, and the unpredictable nature of baseball. I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments. How do you think the Yankees will cope with this barrage of setbacks? Will the homegrown talent rise to the occasion, or will the injuries prove too much of an obstacle for Aaron Boone's squad? Let's spark a conversation about the future of one of baseball's most storied franchises. Stay tuned for more in-depth analysis, breaking news, and insights as we continue to follow the twists and turns of MLB's ever-evolving landscape. Until next time, keep your passion for the game alive. And remember, every setback is simply the setup for a remarkable comeback.